Okay, hi Taurus people. Hi beautiful Taurus people. My name is Jessica from Prospect Park Tarot, and I'm here to deliver to you your monthly reading for the month of September 2020. If you are new here, thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate your view, and I really hope this message resonates with you. If you are familiar with this channel already, we're going to do the reading a little bit differently. So we're going to start with your oracle card. This is the Isis oracle deck that we're using this time. We're going to start with an oracle card to set up the basis of your reading this month, right? Just like a focusing, intentional energy. And then as we move on with the tarot cards, the story that we paint, it will have this background layer of whatever oracle card that we pull out. All right, without further ado, let's begin with our prayer. I think I spoke enough. Thank you so much, God, for using me as a vessel to transmit those messages that you believe the Taurus people should be receiving at this time. I ask for confidence, clarity, and cohesion as we embark upon this reading to give the Taurus people what they need and deserve to hear. All right, so your oracle card for this month is the Miracle of Isis, miraculous healing of the goddess. Don't we all need that? All right, let me look into the Miracle of Isis and see what this means for us and how this will shape your month of September 2020. All right, page 106. This one says, Isis was known as a talented practitioner of the healing arts and was capable of miraculous healings. For you, beloved, she offers a miracle healing. No matter how much you have struggled with a particular matter, no matter how impossible it may seem to imagine your life without this old wound, addiction, problem, relationship issue, or inner struggle, being a part of it, you are guided now to accept the possibility of miraculous healing, to let go and let the goddess be. Period. Oh, I needed that, so I'm taking it. If you need that, take that, accept that. That's your reading. We don't need to go into the cards. That's the reading. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so the way we're going to do it, we're going to do a 9-card spread, and we will begin once the first card falls. Let's do a little friendly shuffle. All right, thank you so much, Spirit. What is it that we want the Taurus people to know? Thank you so much. The first 2 cards are down. We have the Devil energy starting September. We're going to get into that. And right after that, we have the Queen of Cups. Okay, let's start from the top. The Devil energy, first of all, it represents Capricorn. So if you're dealing with a Capricorn energy, this could be them, right? It doesn't have to be the other thing that I will say. But the other thing I want to say about the Devil energy is it talks about the need for healing. The Devil energy is probably the most in need of healing, and that healing type isn't medical, right? It's spiritual and it's internal. So when we're starting this, the beginning of the month with the Devil energy, there's this feeling of some kind of habit, thought pattern, person that you feel like you might be stuck to, right? Let me take these lashes off. Forgive me for my uncouthness, but I can't look a plum fool for y'all. Anyways, there's this, please forgive me. Let's practice having grace this time. Anyways, there's this feeling of being attached to something that you don't actually want to be attached to. I'm going to show you guys this illustration one more time. You see this guy is kind of has this person on strings like a marionette, like they're treating them like a puppet. So there's this feeling of, I don't feel like I have a control of a certain situation. Maybe I'm doing something that I know I shouldn't be doing. I'm thinking something I shouldn't be thinking. I'm with somebody who does not serve me in the slightest bit. And it might even be a sexual relationship, because the Devil also represents that physicality and the addictions that we might have to our sexual processes, which are beautiful and divine, but sometimes they can be misused, right? And you know when you are misusing your own energy, when you feel ashamed, when you feel guilty, when you feel blocked, when you feel fearful, all of those feelings show you a place in your life where you are shrinking yourself, or where you are giving another entity your power. And that's what I'm getting with the September energy in the beginning. It's this feeling of, I see it, right? There's a feeling of naming your fears. There's a feeling of seeing the problem that you might have been dealing with for a while, and after you've named it, you now want to begin to address it and to heal it with this miraculous healing. Please accept this card. Please accept this card. This card is for you. We pulled it for you, right? Anyways, let's move on from that. The next card we have is the 3 of Cups. Three of Cups talks about your community. The Three of Cups talks about your friends. There's a feeling of your tribe, you know, you coming into your tribe. Maybe you needed this, right? Maybe you needed these people around you because maybe you've been making decisions for yourself, but you realize maybe your advice is not the best advice to take at this time. So you need the consultation of other people around you who love you, who know you, and who care about you. So this could feel like you were tapping back into your old friend groups, right? You're tapping into new relationships or already developed relationships, and you're asking them for their advice. You're telling them clearly, here's what's up with me. And they're telling you clearly, here's what I think you should do. Or if I don't know what to tell you to do, at least you have me to go and fall on. Does that make sense? Okay, so right after that, you have the High Priestess energy. Perfect. I love this. The High Priestess energy talks about our unconscious forces, right? So when I see the High Priestess, I often think about dreams because that's really where our life is validated and cemented, right? So all of the things I believe, I do, and I learn throughout the day are cemented in my sleep. And typically when we're asleep, we're not aware of our dreams, basically. But those things serve to kind of solidify everything that you have learned throughout the day. So with this High Priestess energy, there's a need to tap into the unconscious, okay? Whatever devil energy that you're feeling, there's a feeling of it's been here for a while. We've cemented this into your unconscious. This is why it's so hard to get away from it. So now you have to tap into the things that you do, although you don't have a reason for why you do those things. You have to look at those things and you have to begin to understand, well, where did I get this habit from? Why do I even think it's okay to date a person like this, right? Why do I even think it's okay to think like this? And within that High Priestess energy, not only does she tap you into those darker elements of yourself, those shadow elements of yourself, she gives you the guidance that you need. She shows you... There's a kitten behind me. I don't know if you guys see. You guys see? Okay, he just used the litter box, so I hope you guys didn't hear the noises of him wiping his paws. But let's continue. Alright, so the High Priestess energy also serves to guide you through those unconscious. So it's not like you are left in your shadow to kind of wade through it yourself. There's a feeling of you're spiritually being guided by God, by whatever entities that you believe in, to show you how these forces have made you the person that you are, and how you can begin to break out of those cycles immediately. And it might also come through your network, your friends, telling your friends how you feel. Next one we have is the Four of Swords in the reverse. So with the Four of Swords in the reverse, it gives me the feeling of, have you slept? Have you had a good night's sleep? Not only that, how do you care for yourself when you are tired? Right? How do you love yourself? How do you moisturize your skin? How do you soothe your soul when you feel like the weight is coming down on you? Because it's coming right under this devil energy. So there's this feeling of when that devil energy comes upon me and when I'm conscious of it, I have this need to cower. But there's nothing wrong with rest. But when we have it in the reverse, there's not this feeling of rest, but this feeling of cowering away from a situation. And when we cower away from situations, we give it the control, right? So with this card, what we're going to do is we're going to flip it over. You don't need to recoil. You don't need the escapism. You need a good night's sleep. You need a good meal, right? You need to give yourself a special kind of grace to say, hey, listen, I done been through this, and I understand that I am human, despite what this world wants me to believe about me being this limitless and lifetime battery capacity having person. I know that I'm a human, and I know that I am experiencing life. And I know that right now might be my time to take a break, my time to love myself extra hard, right? To love my shadows extra hard, because we all have our shadows. Don't let nobody make you believe that we don't have our shadows, right? But there's this feeling of you need to give yourself grace. You need to let go of whatever pride you're holding on to that makes you say, it's all good, I'm okay, or I can joke about it. There's this feeling of treating yourself as if you treat a baby, right? As a mother to a baby, and kissing on yourself and loving on yourself and giving yourself the space that you need and deserve to have at this time. If this resonates with you, stay with me. If this does not resonate with you, it ain't for you, okay? The heart of your reading is the Seven of Swords. I get the feeling that you might be betraying yourself in some ways. You guys may be making decisions that you know you wouldn't make if you thought about it a little longer. There's this feeling of doing something so quickly that you don't have to think about it consciously. But remember, we have this High Priestess energy, so whether you like it or not, you are tapping into that subconscious energy. And that subconscious energy is asking you to be accountable for every decision you make consciously, because that is going to translate into the habits that you cannot pick up on as easily. Also, the Seven of Swords talks about somebody around you might be doing things behind your back, talking behind your back, siphoning money away from you, siphoning energy away from you. It's like some kind of relationship is putting you in this position of, I need to rest. I just need to lay down, right? But with it coming in the heart of your reading, we always want to empower each other, right? I don't care how these cards come out. I don't care what cards come out. We do not ever accept problems without presenting solutions for ourselves, okay? Problems occur, but so do solutions. So does the answer to our situations, right? And I feel like all of those come internally. So with the Seven of Swords, there's this feeling to know what is going on behind your back, right? And I get this feeling like you already know. If it's you short selling yourself, you know what you're doing, right? You know the decisions that you're making that is affecting you negatively. And if it's people around you who are shortchanging you, who are going behind your back, there's a feeling of, I know. So there's a need for boundaries here. There's a need for self-love here. And there's this need for mothering and parenting yourself, of saying, hey, this medicine don't taste good, but it's going to make me feel good later on. Let's move on. Let's move forward. Let's move forward. Thank you so much. Oh, I love that. Okay, we're moving into the middle and the end of the month, right? You have the Ace of Cups, and right after that came out the Judgment. So we're getting a little juicy, and we're getting more accountable. And when you get accountable about the things that you do consciously, your unconscious forces start to shift to accommodate this new reality that you were forcing yourself out of love and out of nurturing to experience and be. So right after the Seven of Swords, you have the Ace of Cups. There's a feel of coming in with your emotions, especially because this comes right under the High Priestess energy. So especially your unconscious emotions, right? There's a feeling of naming, why do I feel this way, right? And saying, you know what? I know the reason I felt this way is because I felt like this was going to protect me. This was going to defend me moving forward. But although it may have caged me in for a second, I understand and I respect everything that I am and everything that I have been through, because I cannot change it. I can only rewrite those stories, right? I can only add different names to those stories. So with this Ace of Cups, there's this feeling of acknowledging your emotions and saying thank you. Thank you for a new way of feeling about this situation. Thank you for a new way of creatively expressing what I cannot put to words, right? Those emotions that I don't exactly know what it is. I can't really explain how it feels, but I can create how it feels. Or I can create from that feeling and make something that is tangible so I can see what's going on within me. So there's also this call to be creative. If you can't name it, if you can't see it clearly, because the Seven of Swords does act in the dark. It does act in unconscious and backdoor areas. So there's this feeling of tap into your creativity. When you're in whatever mood this is, create from that mood. And when you do that, the product that you come up with will give you a better look at what is going on. Right after that, we have Judgment card. Oh, I love this for you. I love this for you, Taurus people. The Judgment card is the card of the reckoning. This is Judgment Day. This is the story of God coming back, right? And then he's saying, well, what has your experience been like, right? What have you done? What choices have you made? And in order to move forward, in order to be reborn, you have to accept those. You have to be accountable for the decisions that you have made in the past, right? You have to accept them, and you have to love them, and you have to give them grace. And once you do that, it's like your body just lightens up, because you realize, yeah, I have this weight on me, but I can still float. Because although in 3D reality, everything might be dense, I understand that I vibrate on a different dimension. I understand that I can communicate on a different dimension, and I can float, and I can free myself. I love that for you, Taurus people. The miracle of Isis, we are accepting healing. And in order to accept healing, we have to understand the places in which we need to be healed. Queen of Cups, you are getting it. By the end of the month, Taurus people, there's a feeling of control. And it's that control you feel because you've surrendered, which is kind of like ironic. It's like I've surrendered myself to my pride, and I've given all of that up, and I've allowed myself to be vulnerable with myself and understand that I probably need a break, or I probably need to do things a little bit more differently. And once you do that, you get this judgment moment, which allows you to be accountable and rise above. And after that, you have the Queen of Cups, which says, I am all of these. I'm all of these things. I am the sum of my experiences, but I choose what that sum looks like, right? Because my math is up to me, right? 1 + 1 might equal 2, but me plus me equals the Queen of Cups, okay? The Queen of Cups is the embodiment of that emotional maturity. This is somebody who is nurturing, somebody who is mothering, somebody who knows how to care for somebody in need. This can also be somebody in your life, a Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio, who is coming in to illuminate to you areas within your life that can use more work, that can use more attention, that can use more love and grace. Or this could be you giving that to yourself. Either way, it's empowering. It's the Queen energy. The Queen is mature. She's not a page. She is not a knight. She's a queen. And she doesn't work towards those energies. She embodies those energies. She's mastered the energy of being one with your emotions. All right? And the last card for this 9-card spread is the 5 of Swords. Also, there's this feeling of, guys, if you're around somebody that you kind of know doesn't suit you, doesn't suit the path you want to move on, the 5 of Swords is saying, come on, right? The 5 of Swords is saying, if you don't want to own up to it, I will own up to it for you. I want you guys to look at this illustration clearly, and you see this blood behind this person, and this person looks like they've experienced some kind of victory, but this person looks like they've been hurt. So this could be people in your circle who are taking backdoor methods. Could be could be a Capricorn, can also be a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. If this is not a person that you recognize within your life, there's this feeling of you allowing your pride to make the decisions. And your pride only cares about your identity, right? Only cares about how it has named you to be. But the thing about our identity is that it does not exist. You are not one person. You are not the person that does this one thing. You are multifaceted, and you are dynamic, and you feel a range of emotions, and you will do a range of activities, and you will have a range of everything. And with this 5 of Swords, there's a need to understand your range, okay? Because if you're experiencing something that you don't identify with, those energies will be discordant, and you will continue to fight and compete with yourself to see what side of yourself will win. And you have to understand you are the totality of all of those sides. And that makes that person that you are. And you will have miraculous healing, period. Miraculous healing, but there's a need to let go of your pride. To accept underlying energy right here. But to accept improvement. Right? To accept the need to make better decisions. If you are feeling sick physically, there's this need to trust yourself inner, right? Because a lot of times when we are feeling sick, and this only will resonate with a few people, right? But those of you, if you are feeling some kind of sick or some kind of depleted, that can really serve to humble you. But I've been through situations like that, and I feel like when I've been humbled, although it might have been a little humiliating, it may have made me feel like I've been pushed back. It showed me how real I am and how much care and compassion I deserve. Anyways, let's get into this underlying energy. You have this Page of Swords. So there's definitely this need to communicate what you're feeling. There's this need to understand what you're feeling. There's a need to put a name to a situation. Find the truth of a situation that might feel like it's shrouded in darkness. Everything seems like it's not happening in front of me. It's happening inside of me, right? But this Page of Swords asks you to name as many things as you can. Because when you can name it, when you call on Lady Isis, or when you call on God, or whenever you call on the person that you believe in, and you say, let's talk about this. Let's talk about being better with this situation. When you have that specific intention towards that thing, and all of your focus is geared towards it, the healing is much more magnificent and it is much more impactful, right? Let's get into your oracle readings. We're going to pull 3 of these Rebel Oracle cards. Thank you so much. We have 2 now. Let's get 1 more. Thank you. Oh, 4? We're going to do 4. All right, let's get into it. And then after these oracle readings, this will be the end. And I just hope you guys have a great rest of your month. But before that, let's get these out the way. The first one says, get the fuck out of your head. Get in your heart. It misses you. The second one says, you got a feeling you just can't shake. That little voice inside you, the High Priestess, listen to that shit. That's what it says. It says, listen to that shit. The next one says, get over yourself. Pull your shit together. Help people. Give back. Do good shit for humanity. And the last one says, stop obsessing. You are not the fucking center of the universe. I get a lot of mental energy going right now. I get a lot of stress that may be weakening your immune system, guys. And remember, we flipped this 4 of Swords over, so you are getting the adequate and necessary rest. There's no restlessness, there's restfulness. Get your full 8 hours. Get your nutrients in, right? Tell people, hell no. Tell people, no, I'm not available. Bye, right? Give yourself grace. Extend your timeline of when you expect things to happen. Let yourself understand that all that matters is your experience, right? The end goal does not matter that much. It really doesn't, because when we get there, we want the next thing. What really matters is how we move through every day, how we move through every experience. So thank you so much, Taurus people. That is your reading for the month of September 2020. You have miraculous healing, or miracle of Isis, miraculous healing of the goddess coming towards you. Claim that shit. Accept that shit. Thank you so much for embarking on this reading with me. If you're still here, I so respect you. I so love and cherish you for sticking this out with me. If it resonated, I love you. And I can't wait for this, for this to come into being for you all. Anyways, have a great rest of your day. Have a great rest of your month. And I'll speak with you soon. Bye-bye.